just think it's outrageous. It's quite... Oh, I bet they can just close the door. Oh man. Welcome to another day in Vietnam where there's no African invasion. Yeah! We speak a lot about the organised chaos that is the roads of Vietnam. It seems to work. I still haven't seen an accident, even though it's a complete free-for-all. But this occurrence today has got an extra little bit of excitement and obstruction as a car has broken down at a rather inconvenient angle to the roundabout. But obviously everyone's just going to get on with it. No one's going to have a drama here because, you know, it's not some victimhood state where everyone's just addicted to being dramatic so they can escape the purgatory of being a brainwashed NPC. No, people just get on with their lives. There's no one making up their gender or deciding that they're a cat out here, because things are actually real. You know, you've got to survive, and you're still part of a homogenous society that has community and makes sense, and you can still attract a partner and get a job and accumulate wealth. So they're not quite so ridiculous out here with the blue hair and the piercings and the I'm a cat. Anyway, while I entertain you with my incredible wit and extreme nationalism, often confused with an R word, racist! But no, my incredible nationalistic wisdom. I'm also going to show you a few practical things. Today is tobacco day. I need some more tobacco. So we're going to try and find the shop that our very classy Vietnamese friend who dressed in English clothing took us to. I did actually try to go yesterday. Yesterday was a non-recording day. I tried to go yesterday. See, this is the organised chaos that I speak of. But it was closed. So we're going again today in the hope of buying some tobacco. Whoops, it would help if I actually went the right way. So back onto the roundabout we go. I am starting to get to know the lads. I'm starting to, I've been here, it must be almost 4 weeks now. Starting to travel around without a sat-nav. This is the main part of the town. For those who aren't familiar with Vietnam, finding rolling tobacco is quite a task. Cigarettes are so cheap out here, no one bothers with rolling tobacco. But of course, being so wise, I know that the best way to smoke is with rolling tobacco, as it tastes best. It's just more of a connoisseur experience, and it's not full, well, depending on what brand you get, of course, not full of awful chemicals. You the vaccinated retards in the comments that still use sunscreen and spray fucking cancerous chemicals called deodorant on their armpits going, oh, he's so hypocritical! He won't get vaccinated, but he smokes! Of course, these are people that would never look at statistics. In fact, they don't even understand statistics. They don't know what per capita means. They would never look at the myocarditis stats or the big C stats or the heart disease stats or the clot stats or the anything stats. Because if they did, oh dear me indeed. Very confused. We met in a coffee shop down there, and my memory tells me this is what you do in Vietnam. You just walk out and they just dodge you. There's no such thing as zebra crossings, or no one, you know, the zebra crossings don't mean anything. There's no traffic lights. Well, there are traffic lights, but again, they don't really mean anything. So I am sure that this is the shop he took me to. It's opposite the mushroom shop that we spoke about. Hey! I just know that this is it. I know it's it. Anyway, so when it was closed yesterday, I took a video of it going, this is the shop, right? And sent it to him. And he went, no, and he sent me a location that's very close to it. That was it. I know it was. Anyway, we're gonna go and find. So he reckons it's 2 shops to the right of a bank, and he sent me the location of that bank. So I'm gonna go and find it now, but I don't think it is. Oh no, I was wrong. It wasn't that shop. It's this shop. Here we go. Everything one could need. Right, I'm gonna try this one, 100% nature, pure leaf. £6 for, it looks like that's going to be 50 grams. So it's on the more expensive side, Southeast Asia. Or you could get Golden Virginia, 50 grams for £6 again. But I'm going to try this one because I'm assuming if it's 100% nature leaf, that's going to be chemical free. Can I get one of this? And 2 of these. I'll get one for Nabir as well, but due in the basement. Yeah, you'll need one of them. Thank you. It's weird buying rolling papers in Southeast Asia because other than gyms, they are the only thing that is totally out of whack with the cost of everything else and the comparison between Southeast Asia and the UK in terms of cost. So obviously Southeast Asia is great value for money when compared to the West. But gym memberships and rolling papers, particularly raw papers, are extortionate. So I've just paid £1.50 for a pack of raw papers. Back in the UK I used to buy a box of, God, was it 50 or 24 or 32? I don't know, a big box for £19. It basically worked out at, yeah, it must have been 50 because it worked out at less than 50 pence a pack. So it always pains me a little bit when I buy a pack of raw Rizzlers for £1.50. But it's fine because it's totally balanced out by the fact that I can go and get steak and chips for £2. So needless to say, for regular viewers will be wondering, but you'll all have known. In fact, you'll all have been laughing at me in the last episode for even considering the possibility that Mr. Son was ever going to pay back my deposit. I never bothered texting him saying about the house because he's just obviously not going to. He's stolen my money. So I had said in the last episode that I was going to buy a smoothie machine based on whether he got back into whether he returned my money or not. But no, we're going to go and buy a smoothie machine anyway. I'm basically not leaving the flat at the moment. So I realised as I sat in the flat today how much happier I would be if I had a smoothie. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Over 25 quid or 15 quid or whatever it is. Let's go and buy a blooming smoothie machine. So we're back in the LED, loud, crappy music, sensory overload fest that is Go. But no Negroes, I'll take it. You might see, I probably see one every 2 weeks. And obviously it's, you know, they haven't let a fucking sub-Saharan in. They'd never do that because they don't have a government that are infiltrated, or fully infiltrated at least, by a certain group of people in the Middle East that wear silly little hats. So there's none of this whole, you know, invasion by people that just don't know how to be in a Western society and could never be part of a Western society. It's not even their fault, you know, they're socialised in mud huts and they have grape festivals in Nigeria. So, of course, they can't mix in a Western society. And because the government hasn't been infiltrated here and isn't trying to destroy the country, they don't let them in. But obviously, every now and again, you'll get one turning up with a British passport or an American passport, because they have loads of them, don't they? So you see the odd one. But obviously, they have to contribute, they have to pay for their visa, they have to pay for their rent, they have to pay for their food, and it's made very clear to them. Oh man, I've just realised I forgot my bank card. So if you bring your bank card, you can use the self-checkouts. But if you don't use your bank card, you have to get involved in this. And there is no way a man of my low level of patience, tolerance, and actually I have sensors, so I actually notice, you know, lights like this, which are really bad for the nervous system. All the NPCs, they don't even notice, you know, they're just immersed in it. But I really notice. So I'm going to have to get out of here because I forgot to bring my bank card and there's no way I can get in that queue. So that's the end of the Go experience. But I was saying something about Africans. Let me get back to the law bit. So it's yeah, it's made abundantly clear in these countries that, all right, we don't really want, you know, okay, I shouldn't be speaking for them, I don't know, but from what I see, it's safe to assume that they understand the impact of letting low IQ sub-Saharans into your country, because there's none of them here. And then the odd one will turn up with a British passport, and we're like, oh, okay, I guess so. But these are the laws. And if you break these laws, we will jail you, we will deport you, and we'll probably extort you too. So yeah, so even the monkeys, the very few that are able to get into here, even they actually behave to a point. You know, they're not head stomping. Of course, they'll never be, you know, a part of society that anyone would want to be around. But at least they don't go manic and just, there aren't the hordes of them. And as we've seen, that they work in hordes, they work in swarms, head stomping swarms. Whereas here you don't get enough of them to do that. So yeah, I think consequences are a big part of it. We don't have any consequences in the West for them because of our two-tier injustice system. I think that's a big reason for it, and then the fact that there aren't just swarms of them. Hey Bill. Thanks guys. How many videos can one YouTuber make about trying to buy a bloody smoothie machine? Well, it looks like the answer that everyone's been desperate to know is 3, because we're going to have to come back again to buy the bloody smoothie machine. I'm gonna, that's an opera house behind me, by the way. I'm gonna go and buy some bread and make some sandwiches. Now I could buy the bar miens, obviously that's pronounced completely incorrectly. The traditional Vietnamese sandwiches for 50 pence. Or I can make my own for about £2. But I prefer to make my own because I know what's in them, rather than just this like random meat that could be anything, and possibly once upon a time went woof 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 woof. Oh, what a little cutie! Wanna be loved right now, now. Wanna be loved right now, now. I wanna be loved right now. But not really, because everybody's retarded. Everybody's retarded. Yes, it's so retarded, because everything they've ever been told is a lie, and they still hang on to these lies. In fact, they'll even argue with you till they're blue in the face. Tell them that they don't live on a spinning ball, and watch a retard out. Oh, where's she gone? I'm gonna be adventure. Oh, that looks like some sort of fruit cake. I'm gonna be adventurous and try one of these things. I have tried one before, and it was a bit of a disaster, to be honest. It was not. It might have been this one. Just didn't taste of anything. You know, I mean, what is it? It could be fruit, it could be kidneys, it could be sweet, it could be savoury. I just have no idea. Anyway, how did I not get served? Very nationalistic. They always put their own first. Like it. Oh, can I get 3 of this? So random. Yesterday I paid 21,000, which is 50 pence for 3 baguettes. So I gave her exactly 21,000 today. It was the same person as well. Am I going mad? I'm not going mad. This definitely happened. I gave her exactly 21,000. She gave me the 1,000 back straight away, and then gave me 10,000 change. So I just don't understand. I don't understand it at all, but okay. So apparently 3 baguettes only cost 25 pence. We got the bread, now we need the chicken! Oh. Look at all those chickens being barbecued. Ooh, sorry vegans. So that wasn't actually me taking a piss. Like, I feel, so obviously we live in a completely paradoxical realm, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's completely absurd. So I see that in everything. But when it comes to eating animals, I really see it and feel it. Like, it's disgusting. It's barbaric. And like, even when I'm touching the body, I'm like, this is disgusting. But then there's also, who knows if it's conditioning, intuition, truth. It feels like a pull from my body, but you know, I'll probably just tell myself that so I don't admit how unbelievably barbaric and mental it is to eat the flesh of another animal. But yeah, there's also this logical intuition that tells me that we absolutely have to be doing this. But it's so bizarre. It's just so bizarre. Like, if I think about the thought of like somebody's spit going in my mouth or something like that, I'd be so freaked out and so like icked, you know, like ugh, icked. That's I'm too old to be using that word, aren't I? But I eat an animal's body. I mean, it just makes no sense. Or like if somebody told me it was dog, or like when I see a frog, I'm just like, I could never put that in my mouth. But chicken, oh, no problem. Absurd. Can I get one chicken?
Okay.
So it gets seasoned. Sorry?
No head?
No head.
Okay.
Yes. He remembers me. I'm the strange one from other lands that isn't used to eating the heads of animals. Of course, it's more absurdity. If you're going to eat his bum, you might as well eat his head. But I don't really get it. I mean, to be honest, I wish they wouldn't give me the neck either. Last time he chopped the head off, and then he gave me the neck. I'm like, what do I do with the neck? It's just muscle and bone. I don't get it. It's so funny, isn't it? I mean, it's just total conditioning. I mean, there is the, you know, the fact there's no meat on the neck. But, you know, my understanding actually that the healthiest bits and what's considered a delicatessence out here is the brain and the eyeball. Certainly, you know, maybe not on a chicken, but certainly on a lot of animals. And I'm sure that's the case, because these people are less conditioned and less retarded than we are in the West. So I'm sure they're right, but I just cannot get past my conditioning. Like, I cannot eat a brain, I cannot eat a frog. I just can't do it. So for this animal's life, these lads' time, the energy going into the fire, the sauce that they've created, all of that together is going to cost me £5 English, maybe about £5.5 English, which is actually feels quite pricey compared to what I'm used to out in Vietnam. But I wonder how much a roasted chicken would cost in the UK now. I remember, and I am going back 20 years now, I used to shop in Summerfield. I don't think that doesn't even exist anymore, does it? In fact, that became Safeway, and Safeway doesn't even exist anymore, I think. I used to pay £3.25 for a roasted chicken in the UK 20 years ago. How much are they now? It's got to be the best part of a tenner, hasn't it? And of course, that was for a chicken that had never seen daylight, never seen grass, had no feathers, and was pumped full of pharmaceuticals. I'm hoping that these ones have actually been in the field, but I'm probably kidding myself. Let's have a shouty builder update. They're all stood right next to each other, but they have to shout to communicate. It's just the way it is in Vietnam. It's fine. I'm getting used to it. And I'm also leaving because of it. So we're going to give you an update on the site across the road. It's in full swing. It's shit. It's noisy. But luckily I'm on the other side of the building, so it's not too bad. Well, I will do a proper full video on this actually, because it's a really big talking point. Yeah, so as always, when you're living this lifestyle, the hardest part of it, well, other than your homeland being invaded and the skies being sprayed and there being no democracy, and that's the whole reason you had to leave in the first place. But once you get here, the hardest part is renting somewhere. And once again, I've done what I always do, and I've rushed it, and I've panicked because the place I was in was so bad, and I've then gone and signed a 3-month contract on a place that already, after not even about a week of living here, I'm already counting down the days till this 3-month contract ends so I can leave. Because I already knew I don't like living in apartments, because you can hear everyone and everything. And actually, someone's just moved into this apartment, which is next to my apartment. And last night when I went to bed at 12:30, I realised that my bedroom is next to their kitchen. Yes, it's fucking shit. Also, I love Vietnam. I'm not slagging off Vietnam. I respect like their vibrant, go-getting, entrepreneurial energy. But I'm past that phase of my life. That was like my 20s and a bit of my 30s. I just want to chill and make YouTube videos and entertain people and maybe wake a few people up in the process. And earn money while I do it, of course. So I don't need all that. So next we're going to be going to Laos, but again, that needs to be a whole video in itself, because that is apparently the quietest quietest of all the countries in Southeast Asia. Or shall I go and check out Georgia? Let me know in the comments which one you'd like to see more. I think it'll be Georgia. This is my flat for new viewers. Bedroom, 300 quid a month. We've got all the ingredients. We've got the bed, we've got the pizza box of chicken, we've got the leaf and the sauce, and we've got the onion from yesterday. The only other ingredient I would like to add to this sandwich is cheese, but I haven't found any good cheese yet. The cheese section in Go is an absolute disgrace to cheese. It's basically just, you know, the crappiest cheese you could ever imagine, plastic basically, like cheese slices and dairy spreads and just no cheese. They had some mozzarella, but I didn't want mozzarella, I wanted cheddar. And the only cheddar they offered looked like plastic to me. So yes, that's the only other ingredient I would like to add, which I haven't yet found. Yeah, I'm gonna make some sandwiches now. So having lived in Dalat, which is a very mountainous town, really beautiful climate, like 30 degrees, it's hot season at the minute, 30 degrees, you can do anything any time of the day. It's made me realise that I never want to live anywhere in Southeast Asia that isn't of a high altitude. Because it's just too hot for me. Like when I lived in Thailand, and it makes me look back on when I went to Pai and just, you know, tried to create a life there and spent loads of money there and tried to set up a business there. And I'll do a proper video on this as well. Like, it was just all fear because it was ridiculous. I couldn't leave a house between 11 and 3 p.m. Too hot. So yeah, now that I've lived in Dalat and now that I'm starting to get, you know, again, like, when I first went to Thailand, I was so like just escaping the UK and I wasn't ready for it. Like, you've got to do it to be ready for it. So I got to Thailand, didn't really like Chiang Mai, I could totally see why people do, but I just don't like cities. Then found Pai and was like, okay, this is great. Turned out it was just full of Israelis and libtards, but you know, Pai itself was great. But the idea of going anywhere else, like when I had to do visa runs, I resented it so much. Whereas now I'm much more, you know, like I came to Dalat because someone mentioned it in the comments and I'd heard about it a bit, then I saw a few videos about it. And now I know that I like Dalat, now I know what to look for. So now, when I'm thinking about moving to Laos, because it's a lot quieter, which I only found out yesterday, I thought, oh, I'll just ask AI, like, is Vietnam particularly noisy for Southeast Asia? And it's like, oh yeah, very much so, which is, you know, how I feel. And it was like, Laos is, you know, a very different culture. And then I was like, okay, so are there any places of high altitude in Laos? And yes, there are. There's 4, I think, if I remember right. So that's where I'm going to be going if I stay in Southeast Asia. I am kind of tempted to do a bit of time in Europe. But yeah, it's like you obviously learn what works for you the more you do this. So I would never just go to a random place now in Southeast Asia or go to a big city, because I know cities will never work for me. Yeah, the only places that will work for me are high altitude. Like, I'm not living in sweltering heat now that I know I don't have to. So this is the family that own the place. Oh my god. Do I go down there or do I send her a text? I mean, I've got to do something. What the fuck, man? You can't play music like that when you own a building that people live in. Fucking hell. I just think it's outrageous. It's quite... Fucking hell. I bet they can... Just close the door. Oh man. Can we close this door? Can I close the door? Unbelievable. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. I'm going to text her as well. Like, she doesn't seem to be there. So, I mean, oh my. The noise. It's very noisy. Obviously. It's so fucking retarded.